this is Abstruse Glitch. I'm here with a sort of different kind of video than I usually make, but because I got a fan mail on Tumblr asking for art tips for like anatomy and mostly hands was one thing that they were focusing on. So I'm just going to do a quick tutorial on how I draw hands, and I'm going to give a few tips on how I do like anatomy and stuff. So I'm going to start with the hands first. And I have I actually took some pictures of myself showing what a hand looks like. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what a hand looks like, but here, look at my webcam. Here it is. So this is me off to the side. This is basically what a hand looks like. And if you'll notice, down here is my wrist. Like down here, my wrist. And over here there's a bone. If you like flex your arm muscles right, there's a protruding. I'm not sure if it's a bone or if it's muscle, but it protrudes slightly there. So you can see, like, that's how you would define the wrist. And then the palm is basically a big, like, rectangle shape with like a slightly curved top up there. And because this is the palm, we're going to just define these little areas here that kind of give the palm like its shape. And for the fingers, I just kind of sometimes I'll do something like this where I'll make it all one big shape, and I'll kind of define the fingers from there. That's usually if I'm trying to make like a gripping pose, like if someone is holding on to something, I will draw something like this. Like say if someone's like holding a sword or something, I'll draw something like this. And I'll just kind of fill it in from there, like that. It's a really bad example of it, yeah, because it was done really quickly. The thumb just kind of protrudes from the side here, like something like that. That's basically what a hand is, how I would draw a hand. And with no pose reference to go off of, I would usually just do something. I just do that with no pose reference. You had to you had to look at a lot of pictures of people using their hands in different ways, like people like holding a sword, or people like waving or giving a thumbs up or something, in order to understand how to draw hands with limited referencing needed. It's mostly just practice is my key tip I can give anybody, is just make sure you practice a lot. And for the back of the hand, we went over like these things in the center here. For the back of the hand, I have another picture. For the back of the hand, it's basically the same thing. Just you don't put those little things, and you don't put that little bone at the wrist, but you can add knuckles if you so desire. Like I'm gonna just add everything else, and you can hear my cat in the background. I'm gonna add everything else, just the same way we did before. Doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, and always remember, just don't attach the fingers at a point. It's always a U shape. It's a U shape. That's how it is in real life. If you look at your own hand, it's a U shape. It's not a V shape. Your fingers are not attached to one another unless they actually are in real life. Like you can add just for knuckles, for the knuckle bones, just I recommend looking at a photos first before doing that, because it's kind of awkward to draw that and you don't really know how everything looks, because it was difficult for me when I first tried doing that, and so I looked at photos. And always remember that the fingers are different lengths. The ring and index finger are about the same. The middle finger is a smidgen taller and the pinky is like really, really short. So it would look something like this. That's basically fingers. Sort of. Like that's basically their height ratios to one another. Down here is the wrong layer. If down here is the palm. I have a Skype notification. So basically all I can really go over with hands. Basically my advice is just to look at pose references, and for anatomy, most I can really offer is, again, look at pose references, because it's difficult to really describe how to draw people, because people are not all shaped the same. Like people who are relatively, like, well, mostly women, because I can draw women way easier than I draw men, but the way I draw women is that I just kind of just draw female body, or what resembles one. And with men, it's, I don't know how, I'm honestly not that great at drawing guys, but, like, here's the neck, here's the abdominal clavicles, and shoulders, and I just give them really broad shoulders, like, really, really broad, like, almost overly so. And then here are the pecs. Here's the nipple line, here's the center line. I just kind of give them a waist that's not as skinny as a woman's, because the waist on a guy is not as pronounced. And for women, I just kind of do that, not as broad shoulders, center line. The shoulders are a bit smaller, as I said. They have boobs, so add those in. Smaller waist and larger hips. If you mess up, don't be afraid to go back and fix yourself. I had 3 lines for a girl. It's usually like where the cleavage would start, and then the nipple line, then where the bottom of the chest is. The navel would go like right a little bit below the waist, and then there's the crotch. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it other than just kind of gotta look at references and look at photos of people, examine people in real life, and then just kind of apply that to what you apply that to how you want to learn to draw. Yeah, just look at people in real life and just apply that to how you want to learn how to draw. Like if you want to draw more cartoony people, then learn how to apply real life anatomy to cartoon styles, or yeah. I have a more realistic-ish style. I'm hoping to graduate into being able to do actual realism. Yeah, so basically all I have to say about that. So thank you, soo-flay-eescientist. Soo-flay-scientist, okay. So thank you, soo-flay-scientist, for giving me a chance to kind of do my first, like, lesson on art, so, well, anatomy. So, I will see you guys in the next speed paint, which I hope will be related to my Ion Stuff project, even though those things are taking me forever. So, yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye!